viewers, I'm Nony Sukma with my colleague Elfa Rizqia Zulfah. This morning, we meet again at the Arta Socius News, even with our main topic, the new variant of the COVID-19 virus, the Omicron type, which has spread to various countries.
The existence of a new coronavirus of the Omicron type has been determined by the World Health Organization on November 26, 2021.
Dr. Raisa Broto Asmoro, as spokesman for the COVID-19 task force, said that in Indonesia, the Omicron virus has not yet been detected. However, we must remain vigilant and not let our guard down.
The Omicron coronavirus has spread in Portugal, South Africa, and England. To find out the latest condition regarding this virus, we have joined forces with our colleagues Dwi Arief and Angeline in South Africa, Della and Nabhika in England, Salwa and Nabila in Portugal.
Good morning. You are watching News Recently with me, Angeline Dinda, and my colleague Dwi Arief, report directly from South Africa, to be precise, in the province of Gauteng, regarding the problem of the new Omicron virus.
In early November, laboratory technicians discovered an unusual feature in a sample they were testing for the coronavirus. In laboratory studies, again is missing from the unusual structure of the coronavirus genome. The PCR test now does not detect a target that will normally be detected with this. The laboratory says something has changed in the coronavirus. In Gauteng province alone, less than 1% of residents tested positive in early November. But then the figure to 6% in a matter of 2 weeks and to 16%. This number will continue to grow as COVID-19 continues to develop. South Africa is the second country to have Omicron size. Reports from hospitals in the hardest regions of South Africa show that the number of children being hospitalized is increasing. Some argue this suggests that the Omicron variant could be more dangerous for young people.
The role of vaccination against variants of the South African Omicron has a relatively low vaccination rate. Only about 26% of the population has been fully vaccinated. So, what is happening there is difficult to compare directly with countries with higher vaccination coverage. However, South Africa has very high levels of natural immunity in its population. Vaccination can greatly reduce the risk of infecting other people because the infection period is shorter, reducing the opportunity for the virus to spread more widely. However, the Omicron variant is still spreading rapidly, even in populations with higher vaccination coverage. Early studies in South Africa show the Pfizer vaccine prevented a 70% chance of being treated after a few months of injecting the second dose. That figure increases to more than 90% after the injection of the third or booster dose of vaccine. But South Africa is also using other types of vaccines, such as Johnson & Johnson. Therefore, further research is needed to show how the far different types of vaccines can be effective in different population groups. Variants of the Omicron coronavirus were found in 5 of South Africa's 9 provinces and accounted for 74% of the viral genome sequence during November, according to National Institute for Infectious Diseases (NICD) data.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon viewers, back with me Della Fristilla Putri and Nabhika Naja will report about Omicron cases of development COVID-19 today on 25th December 2021 in UK.
1,000 new cases have been confirmed in the UK in just one day. The tally is about 10,000 more than the previous highest figure reported in January. This was when the Alpha variant had spread. Meanwhile, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson has reiterated his call, urging everyone to get their COVID booster jabs.
Professor Paul Elliott, director of the REACT program from Imperial School of Public Health, said the report in this round of REACT show that Omicron is spreading rapidly in England, and especially in London, which now has the highest prevalence of COVID-19 in the country. Compared to the Delta variant, the proportion of Omicron cases is increasingly rapidly. Also, Omicron up to 70% less likely to need hospital care. Omicron suggests it has a lower rate of hospitalization than previous variants of COVID-19. The latest analysis is based on all cases of Omicron and Delta variant in the UK since the beginning of November, including 132 people admitted to hospital with the variant. There have also been 14 deaths in people within 28 days of catching Omicron. However, a milder virus could still put pressure on hospitals because it spreads so fast. The issue remains that any benefit of milder virus could be wiped out by a large number of people catching Omicron. The UK also has set another daily COVID record with 119,789 confirmed cases. There were a further 147 deaths within 28 days of positive tests. There is also uncertainty about what will happen when Omicron reaches older age group because most of those catching it and going into hospital so far have been under the age of 40. There are also many industries and transport networks are struggling with staff shortage as sick workers self-isolate. While hospitals in Britain have warned of the risk of an impact on patient safety. Dr. Jenny Harris, the chief executive of UK Health Security Agency, said their latest analysis show an encouraging early signal that people who contract the Omicron variant may be at a relatively lower risk of hospitalization than those who contract other variants. Cases are currently very high in the UK, and even a relatively low proportion requiring hospitalization could result in a significant number of people becoming seriously ill. But with the member of public who had been got vaccinated and booster can helping to reduce prevalence of COVID-19 and defense against about the Omicron variant.
A great national fight back has begun, and people have responded with an amazing spirit of duty and obligation to others. And I want to say that each and every one of you who rolls up your sleeve to get jabbed is helping this national effort. And I want to thank everyone who has come forward.
Health and Social Care Secretary CJJP also said, the latest Rizqia data is yet more evidence that boosters are vital in protecting you from the Omicron variant. The effectiveness of booster against Omicron appears to wane after 10 weeks. UK experts warned it proves that can protect yourself, your friend, family, and community by getting boosted. Now, it's important to get both doses of the COVID-19 vaccine plus a booster for protection. It's more important than ever for you to get vaccinated. Do your part, get vaccinated. After a break in data publication of data over Christmas, The Prime Minister Boris Johnson also will receive the last number data and advice before making a decision for restriction in England. They will get a full briefing on Monday, how cases, hospital admission, and death have changed since Christmas Eve. If the data is positive, Mr. Johnson could stick to current like-tertus measure under Plan B, perhaps with some extra word of guidance. Future measures to curb the spread of Omicron could include reducing group size, increasing physical distancing, reducing duration of contact, and closing high-rise premises.
Hello viewers, I am Salwa Nabiila.
And I am Nabila Nisa in breaking news. We will report about Omicron case
Of development COVID-19 today in Portugal.
Portugal detected 13 cases of COVID-19 variability at the Lisbon Belenenses Football Club. The 13 variant cases of the Omicron are announced by health authorities. Portugal DGS on Monday, the 29th of November 2021, and involves players and members of the club staff Belenenses Football. It is known that one of the Belenenses recently returned from South Africa as returns rivals. The case was announced a few days after Belenenses played a game Premier League against Benfica on Saturday, the 27th of November 2021 in local time. Before the Belenenses only strengthened 9 players against Benfica because many of them undergo self-sustaining isolation. 2 or 3 players and 2 or 3 staff have sometimes, but none too serious. The rest don't know any sometimes. The spokesman said, the game was brought to light because it was still being played, despite the fact the many players and staff of Belenenses were in the self-imposed quarantine.
In a press conference on Saturday, Presidents Benfica and Belenenses claimed to have no choice but to play the game or to be reconvicted. They blamed the Premier League and the DGS for delaying the game. Chief DGS, Maria da Graça Freitas, told SIC that health authorities don't have the authority to postpone the game. Freitas added, her authority only assesses the COVID-19 situations and applies measures such as asking people to do self-isolation. He said almost all players had been vaccinated. That is good news, however, because most do not have symptoms. On the one hand, Portugal postponed flights to and from his former colony Mozambique starting Monday to prevent the spread of variants from Omicron. The first variants discovered in South Africa have also been found in Australia, Belgium, Botswana, England, Canada, Denmark, France, Germany, Hong Kong, Israel, Italy, and the Netherlands.
Thanks for watching.
Have a great day. See you.